Hey guys, good morning. We are going to Newton's first and second laws today, and our objective for you guys right here is for you to demonstrate Newton's first and second law. So hopefully we'll be able to get to that today. Behind me is kind of a demonstration of some of those laws right now going on. So if you've seen this before, this is demonstrating Newton's laws. So we're going to get into that today. We're not talking about this Newton, Cam Newton, but actually going on here in the game right now. This deals with Newton's first law and second law and third law, and we're going to show you some videos from the NFL that cover those. And today we're going to show you the first two covering Newton's first law, then Newton's second law. All right. So again, we're talking about Isaac Newton, not Cam Newton. So let's get this out of here. So we're going to cover Newton's first law. So let me bring this up here for you guys, make it nice and big, and unmute it. There, science with NFL football.
Whether it's a running back breaking through the secondary or a wide receiver on a foot race for the end zone, most defensive players in the NFL have a single goal in mind: to get downfield as far and as fast as possible.
We're thinking, wow, I've got to get from A to B within a certain time frame, and I can't let this guy throw me off track. So it's kind of like a chess match at that point in time. It's the battle to see who's the toughest.
Defenders, on the other hand, have a different goal: to stand in the way of the offensive player and stop his forward progress.
When you're coming in making a tackle, you've got to come in and you've got to stop him right there on the dime.
Who wins this epic battle between the ball carrier and the defender? Newton's first law of motion helps supply some answers.
Newton's first law says that if an object is at rest, it requires an unbalanced force to make it not be at rest. Or similarly,
I think we talked about that a long time ago at the beginning of the year. So some of you might remember that.
Straight line at a constant velocity unless an unbalanced force acts on it.
In football, we see unbalanced forces whenever one player exerts a force on another and causes him to change his direction and or speed.
So imagine that a quarterback is just taking a snap from the center, and a lineman gets free from the opposing team and is coming from the other side, and when they collide, you can see an unbalanced force acting on the quarterback, driving him across the field in the direction of the charging lineman. That's about as unbalanced as it gets.
In physics, a player's natural resistance to that unbalanced force is something called inertia.
I think we talked about that too, remember?
You can think about inertia as being a running back who's already in motion, doesn't want to change the fact that it's already in motion. So it's going to take some external unbalanced force, i.e. a defensive player, to stop that running back.
Consider former New Orleans Saints running back Deuce McAllister,
He was
who
a
at
big boy.
6'1", 231 pounds, used his inertia when running to make him hard to tackle.
The size of the player is important to the concept of inertia because higher mass means more inertia.
But a player's mass is different from his weight. Mass is a measure of how much matter an object has, while weight is a measure of how strongly an object's mass is attracted by gravity.
So, for example, a body on Earth
So we'll talk
would
about
have the
that with
same
weight
mass
and
as
mass
that body
also
on the moon,
during this unit.
but it would weigh less on the moon because gravity is less on the moon than it is on Earth.
NFL players with more mass have more inertia and are harder to move off their path. This concept even works on a quarterback sneak, when a quarterback uses the combined mass of his entire offensive line to gain a yard or two.
If you've got an offensive line that can overpower the defensive line, that's just what you do. You get on their hip and you just fall. You just ride that wave forward.
In the NFL, whenever players go head-to-head, it's Newton's first law of motion that helps determine who will win the battle of the gridiron.
All right, so right there, that was Newton's first law. Hopefully some of that was review for you guys, going back to the beginning of the school year. So you'll be doing activity with that today, trying to explain Newton's first law. We're also going to get a Newton's second law. I'm not going to do the video today because I think this video will be too long if I put that video in there today, but you might get the Newton's second law today, and you'll have the directions for that also, and we'll have that in Google Classroom for you guys. So have an awesome day, and remember, we're not talking about this Newton, we're talking about Isaac Newton. Later.